Politics and economics are G-Kuminate. US stocks and FX are G-Kuminate.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. If you've been keeping an eye on the markets, you'll know Applied Digital, that's APLD, it's seen some real volatility.
Oh, yeah. It jumped from, around $5 to over $30, mostly driven by that whole AI infrastructure boom.
Exactly. And today, we're trying to cut through some of the recent noise. There's this huge new contract, but it's a bit mysterious.
That's the core of it. The October 22nd announcement, a massive deal, $5 billion, 15-year lease for AI capacity.
The client, anonymous.
Right.
Yeah.
Just labeled US-based investment-grade hyperscaler. So our mission today is really to unpack why the secrecy and, crucially, why revealing that name could be the spark for APLD's next big move. That's what everyone's waiting for.
Okay, let's start with the scale here. We're talking 200 megawatts of capacity just for AI and HPC. That's high-performance computing.
Yep, at their Polaris Forge 2 campus up in North Dakota. And like you said, $5 billion is already a huge number to start with.
But there's more to it than just the initial $5 billion, isn't there?
Oh, much more. That 200 megawatts, think of it as the anchor. The really interesting part is this 800 megawatt first right of refusal, the ROFR.
A first right of refusal for 800 megawatts. Wow.
Yeah, and that basically covers the entire remaining expansion potential of that campus. It's designed for a full gigawatt.
So hang on. If they exercise that option, that 800 MW, we're not just talking $5 billion anymore.
Not even close. If the terms are similar for that extra capacity, the total potential value jumps past $25 billion.
$25 billion.
Yeah. I mean, think about that compared to APLD's current market cap. It completely dwarfs it. We're talking a truly top-tier AI infrastructure deal here.
Okay, so the big question then, who fits that description? US-based investment-grade hyperscaler needing that kind of power.
Well, you're looking at the big dogs, right? Microsoft Azure, Amazon's AWS, Google Cloud. Those are the top contenders.
Any others?
Meta and Oracle sometimes get mentioned in these discussions too, but honestly, the evidence seems to be pointing pretty strongly towards Microsoft.
Microsoft Azure. Why them specifically? What's the thinking there?
Well, multiple sources suggest Microsoft is facing a serious ongoing data center capacity crunch. They expect it to last well past 2025.
Really? Even with all their resources?
Apparently so. Their own CTO basically said it's been almost impossible to build out capacity fast enough since GPT-4 launched. They need huge, dedicated AI clusters now.
And this North Dakota site provides that?
Exactly. It seems tailor-made for that kind of large-scale, rapid deployment.
Okay, so if the deal is potentially worth $25 billion, and the signs point to a giant like Microsoft, why did the stock price sort of cool off after that initial jump? It was up, 10% at first?
Yeah, it popped initially, maybe 7% up on the Wednesday it was announced, but then it settled back down.
So is the risk that it isn't Microsoft already priced in? Why the wait?
That's a great point. The market reacted to the size of the deal, but the anonymity is what's causing this hesitation, this sort of waiting game.
But you're saying the anonymity itself isn't weird?
Not at all. It's actually strategic. And completely standard practice for these hyperscalers. They insist on really strict NDAs, non-disclosure agreements.
To protect competitive info.
Precisely. They don't want competitors knowing exact locations, power usage details, pricing advantages they might have negotiated. It's actually a sign you're dealing with a massive player. It's not shady, it's customary.
So the market sees the potential value, but it absolutely needs that name confirmation. That's the real catalyst everyone is looking for.
Exactly. The name reveal is the trigger.
And this whole situation, this massive deal, it really highlights the pressures across the whole data center industry right now, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, the sheer need for capacity. You see APLD building a whole 1GW campus. It's creating unbelievable demand for power.
You hear some crazy numbers thrown around.
Yeah, like global data center electricity use possibly hitting over 1,000 terawatt hours by 2026. That's why location, like APLD's North Dakota spot with its reliable power, is so critical.
And that power demand, that energy crunch, it pushes innovation too, right? Towards efficiency.
It has to. This pressure is a big driver for adopting things like wideband semiconductors, WBG.
Using materials like gallium nitride.
Exactly. Things that can cut data center electricity use maybe by up to 10%. APLD provides the space and power, but their clients, the hyperscalers, they're desperately looking for these efficiency gains to manage the load.
So, bringing it all back for the listener, we saw the initial stock reaction to the $5 billion news. But the cooling off, the volatility since then, that shows the market is just waiting.
It's pure anticipation. The next major move, up or down, hinges entirely on one piece of information, that client's name.
Right, so here's the thought to leave you with. If a $5 billion anonymous deal caused that initial surge,
what happens to the stock price when, or perhaps if, that potential extra $20 billion from the RFR gets confirmed and the name attached is one of the biggest tech companies on the planet, like a Microsoft?
that confirmation changes everything for the valuation.
It absolutely could. It's a perfect example of how these huge corporate partnerships can fundamentally shift market perception and, well, the stock price itself. That name reveal is the key.